Alright, welcome Warcraft 2 fans to yet another audio presentation. Today we have a game between Shade and Matsiek. Going to be an exciting one to say the least. Starting over here, and we can tell this is Shade just by his 4 o'clock build that he likes to do. And already entering the base of Matsiek. Matsiek with a peon there to counter this offensive, and a very good 2 peon defense squad able to take down that aggressive peon infiltrating the base. And we'll notice that Matsiek is a little bit ahead. He did send out a peon up here to try to do a little bit of scouting, but then returned here back to his base. So Matsiek with the peon ahead. Also do recall that this 4 o'clock takes a little bit of upkeep in order to properly maintain. 3 walls required to be built, a couple of trees likely to be chopped. And here comes the very first attack. So a scout grunt going to make way to the back of the base here, take a look at what's going on, and you'll probably see these walls momentarily. And there he does see the walls indeed. Meanwhile, Shade bringing a peon and a grunt up here. He's expecting to see a wall off, and a wall off may indeed occur just moments away. But the peon's taking the southerly route. So that wall off has now occurred, and this peon coming down here to build something. But lo and behold, there is already a grunt down here to try to scout that out. So this barracks may not be quite as productive as he had hoped. Alright, weren't unable to see that little bit of chop here. I can only assume that it did take out 4 squares. Pretty good chopping from Shade. And the barracks already being discovered, so not a best situation for Shade, whose hidden barracks tactic has taken a dramatic turn for the worse. Trying to keep this grunt alive, doesn't want to allow 2 grunts to set up shop right here. And then he's going to bring his peon back home in the hopes that he could either wall this off and produce a catapult for a more defensive game, or perhaps he just wants to dump everything into gold. No, he is going to try to wall that off and produce a catapult, but unfortunately for him, that peon was caught and eliminated by Matsiek. So he is going to need to chop this tree here, bring his peon all the way around and build that farm here afterwards. He does have a peon ready and waiting to do that exact task. And the catapult just about ready to pop, which it does do now. So it'll make its way around here to the backside. And now, if we look at the bases and how they're going, it seems like it might be a pretty early ogre rush. This is a pretty standard to get your barracks here as the tier number 2 arrives, then shoot right up to tier number 3 as soon as this ogre mound arrives. So there he is, going right up to tier number 3, and then he'll proceed to get that 3rd barracks. Meanwhile, down here in Shadeville, getting his ogre mound, getting a 2nd barracks, and he'll be shooting up to tier number 3 as soon as his ogre mound is completed. So there it is, and we see now tier number 3. So both players pushing towards Ballista, very standard game after kind of a back and forth opening. You had Shade try that kind of a risky hidden barracks there, and Maciek will do his extremely good scouting. And there is the 3rd barracks from Maciek. So, gonna see some bloodlusted ogre action here momentarily. Looks like Maciek is a little bit ahead. Doesn't have the wood necessary to do the super repair. Probably gonna want to go back to chopping wood. Nope. Going to do that super repair now so he can get that ogre mage just a hair bit sooner. And hopefully for him, he'll be able to overrun his opponent. Third barracks now being produced here from Mr. Shade. But you can see where his ogre army is much smaller than his opponent's. Wouldn't be surprised at all to see Maciek be able to knock out his opponent with the very first Berserker barrage of Bloodlust Ogres. Unfortunately, we are out of Brewski. Going to require another Brewski run. Alright, so Bloodlust just moments away from arriving here. And he pushes out with his superior ogre army that way. As soon as Bloodlust does arrive, he'll be perched right outside Shade's base and ready to attack to take full advantage of his bloodlusted ogre advantage. There is, however, a catapult over here in defense. And going to let those ogres slide and move it on their way. Those ogres could deal possibly quite a bit of damage up here. And here comes that initial 9 bloodlusted ogre assault as he bloodlusts up all 9 ogres and then proceeds to wreak havoc at the front door of Mr. Shade. Alright, one barracks quickly destroyed. A tower is being set up here, but let's look at Mr. Shade has done to this base. A very sneaky ogre army assault, but it was fended off quite easily. And he's going to leave the replay. I want to thank you guys all for tuning in to next time when we have another super awesome excellent audio presentation. This time brought to you by Hams, America's classic premium soda pop born in the land of sky blue waters. Where is Justin Schmidt on this list? What the heck?
I like your tattoos. What are those numbers on your arm?
Oh, that's the date my dad died. He was a fireman. Died in a fire.
Never say my songs on the stage on my own. Never said my words, wishing they would.
No, you 83 after me.
I saw you
Okay, very funny.
smiling at me. Was it real or just
Slits up here with.
You'd always be there in the corner of this tiny little bar. My last night with you. Same old songs, just once more.